It's time to check that email.
Let's do emails. I just want to say I love the show, and Neal has been a huge influence on my life. I'm looking at camera right now, winking. Between Chappelle's Show, Half Baked, Chappelle's Show, single camera sketches, so I'm not good. Half Baked, wrote it when I was 23 with a hilarious motherfucker, so I'm not good. 3 mics. There we go. I'm good.
Now he's a
now
good
I'm
boy.
good.
He's smart.
I've been feeling of late like I push too much with my friends and in turn only drive them away. I always try to be the one to support my friends and be there for them when they're down, but just find in doing so I drive people away. I've only maintained 2 friendships longer than a few years, and even with them I'm starting to feel like I'm driving them away by overly asserting myself on their problems, even though I'm just trying to help. This is a quality I'm trying to work on, but I don't want to lose my sense of empathy. How Neal feel and what Binky Thinky is the best way for me to reform this part of myself while also still being able to be there and support my friends. Thanks for hearing me out. I look forward to listening to more episodes.
Let me tell you something. I know this person. I've dated
A busybody? Would that be
just no, it's you are, first of all, anxious attacher, my least favorite attacher, and dude, boundaries. Know your boundaries. You overstep your boundaries. And I know you don't.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, dude. Let people live their lives. My life is not your concern to the concern you're making it.
Right.
And it's people who anxious, no, my friendship, I worry. These are people who worry about you more than you worry about yourself. Things get stuck in their head and they cannot find neuropathy to think them out or solve them. They just stay and they get more concentrate. You got to put boundaries.
You got to put boundaries. I mean, your friends sound like eventually do.
Yeah,
the
which
friends,
is goodbye.
His friends.
But
yeah.
the boundary, they at the last minute, it's like, dude, this guy's too much.
Is this any of my business? It's at a certain point, it's like being a parent who, with a 17-year-old kid or 19-year-old kid, where you're like,
yeah, 19,
yeah, that's on you, dog. Everyone's an adult. It's codependency. That's why I used to go to Al-Anon, which is not Alcoholics Anonymous.
No, it's
12-step program for people who are codependent. So there's the 3 M's of codependency are manipulation, management, and martyrdom. So you try to manipulate the people to do what you think is best for them. When they do fucked up shit, you manage the situation for them. That when you're with an alcoholic or something. If you if your husband's an alcoholic and he can't come, he's sick.
Right.
He's fucked up. And martyrdom, which is you just feel sorry for yourself. Or no one cares as much as I do. And I can't, they don't care. They would fall apart if it weren't for me.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I personally think it's one of the attachment styles is the hardest to break out of because you have to be no.
I had to do a lot of work.
Not going to do it.
I had to do a lot of work.
I just find it's the one that has the most self-help needed. And if you're not ready to do all that self-help, it's going to be really hard to step outside yourself and realize your good intentions.
It's also your identity in a lot
Yeah.
Which is, everyone talks about me name dropping and stuff and all that stuff. It's mostly codependency. But somebody made a zinger the other night that Joe Biden brings up Barack Obama more than Neal brings up Chappelle. Sweet burn.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good burn. But really, it's a pretty good analogy seeing as they fucking work together and one of them's a transformational figure and the other one, I would say I was more, being the vice president and co-creating a TV show I think the TV part's more work. Not more work, but you know what I mean. I think Barack did tons of shit without Joe Biden in office.
Right, Joe could have been everything a lot of
together.
People.
Yeah. But that's all codependency. It's all, I don't think I'm worth enough. I'm not valuable. I haven't done enough shit. Back to the extrinsic value thing.
Yeah.
I haven't done enough extrinsically valuable things in life to justify existing or talking. So, but I know a lot of people that have.
Right.
And I spoke to him yesterday or whatever.
Even though you have, and you're a celebrity,
Of course.
it's completely goes. But that's the thing with this kind of personality issues is that you're so dependent. You just set yourself up for imminent doom. Like there's no way to be like this and be like what you were saying.
Management, manipulation, martyrdom. You will be miserable. You just
cannot
can't
be happy like this.
have just. It's so much easier, but you feel like the underlying issues. You probably don't feel like you have enough of an identity, or you are valuable enough. You put them before yourself.
Pause. So as someone that's like this, if you don't do these things and you fight these urges and you work on yourself, when you don't do them, are they like coping like somebody has a tick to cope with anxiety, or does it make you feel when you don't do the codependency, when you don't do the crossing boundaries, when you don't do this behavior, what does it make you feel like?
It feels like you and I not saying and like.
Oh my God.
It feels
that's how hard it is.
Except
really hard.
way harder.
No, I know.
No. But yeah,
it's like being conscious of yourself while you're doing. It's like
yes, it's a dual
lot.
identity or constant.
It's constant.
Not censoring because you're not, but you go, okay, is this any of my business? Because I know people that have, like, for instance, heard about somebody cheating on a girl, so my friend told the girl. That's just some, like, not your fucking role, bro.
Like, it's good in a movie. It's not good in real life.
And then her excuse was like, because I'd been cheating on and I wanted someone to know. And it's like, that's just not, I know it's hard, but just you got to let it slide.
Well,
sorry about the leaf blower. Listeners, you deserve better.
Feelers. I was dating this guy one time and he was like this. And I was just like, dude, you gotta chill. I don't have sex that quick. I don't move this quick, you know? And I think I told him, I was like, what's the rush?
That's always a good, I know, that's a good indicator.
And it makes them stops them in their tracks because they're just like, oh yeah.
What is the rush?
Like, why do I have to do this at your pace? And I've dated guys who I didn't explain my boundaries with, and they cross them, and they cross them, and they cross them, and which gives me anxiety because I'm
Also,
chill.
that's your fault for not telling them.
Oh, it's 100% my fault for being like gently. It was very gentle, like, hey, I like to spend time with my friends. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Cross, pressure, completely forcing me at gunpoint to do what they wanted, and then got mad at me for it, saying like, I spent so much time, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, delete, block, goodbye. Like you do not love yourself enough, and you have so much mental health work to do. Like the fact that you somehow blamed me for your fucking line stuffing behavior, it was too much. I was like, yo, this is like some legit mental health issue. Like it was frightening.
Sounds like you were dating a habitual line stepper.
I'm a habitual line stepper.
There are times where I just want to get this on the record because it's so fucking smart.
Okay.
That it's not mine.
No.
I don't know if he coined this term, but when I did that thing with Jay-Z a couple years ago.
Yeah.
During an interview or a conversation, we were talking about being in relationships, like with men and women, and how men tend to want to fix things in relationships, and largely women don't want you to fix; they want you to listen. And Jay-Z, the great Hove, said, "Men always want to be the doctor, but sometimes you got to be the nurse." I was like,
It's true.
I don't know if he heard that or read it,
great.
or it's I think about it like once a week as a prescription for behavior where like, no, just fucking listen, dude. You don't have to do shit. There's a thing from Al-Anon, which is don't just do something, sit there. Because the impulse is to like, I'll fix it. No, just okay. A lot of times people just want to be heard.
They just want to be heard. And also, if you're at two different points and someone's seeing your behavior and being like, dude, you're doing this. And I remember, I think I told this one guy, I was like, you're going to scare me away.
Yeah.
And I'm just
My
telling
guess is he did anyway because he couldn't control it. Or whatever.
I mean,
it's not my business. Not my
we're
role.
not dating, so.
Okay. There was this is another tangent, but it's germane to what we're talking about, which is an FBI negotiator, like the lead FBI negotiator. He has a bunch of TED Talks and he wrote a book. I don't remember his name, but he said when he's negotiating with terrorists, they'll say what their demands are, more or less, and then he'll repeat back, and he said, this is the key phrase. So if I'm hearing you correctly, what you want is blank. And just by merit of saying, if I'm hearing you correctly, what you want is blank, they feel heard, and most of the time, there's a peaceful resolution within 24 hours. Wow. Even if he doesn't agree with them, he'll go, if I hear you correctly, you feel aggrieved because for years, so-and-so has been doing this, and then this is your way of getting back at them.
Right.
Okay, I hear you. And then he doesn't say, I agree. He just says, I hear you. And just by merit of being heard, it's something of a panacea for situations. So to that guy's point, listen to him, but you don't have to fix any of their shit. Be a nurse, like the Great Hove said. Yeah, if you think it's some bitch shit, just remember that the Great Hove said it. And he stabbed Lance Rivera and said, you hurt me to my heart before he did it.
This is how Neal feel. Tell us, how do you feel, Neal? This is how Neal feel. Tell us just how you feel, Neal. Ay, I said, welcome to how Neal feel. You know the deal. Gotta learn just how Neal Brennan feels and keeps it real with his co-host beyond.